Mr. President, Your Excellencies, dear friends, dear friends, it was a true privilege to have you all here united in Rotterdam, in the city of hope, the city of creativity and renewal, and the port to Europe. And to me, this event feels like a reunion. As members of the largest political family in Europe, the EPP, we celebrate our friendship and share our thoughts on our common future. And let me take this moment to say how proud we are of our own Esther de Lange for her leadership in the EPP. Give her a hand. And of our members of European Parliament, Jeroen, Tom, Annie-Antoine, for their valuable work in the European Parliament. Thank you very, very much. And let me also take the opportunity to thank you, Ursula, to thank you as our President of the European Commission. Ursula, we all see and we all admire your tremendous drive to lead Europe into a better future. Thank you very, very much. And let me thank, and it will be the last time for today, let me thank Donald and Tono for their truly excellent leadership in the past years. It made all the difference to so many of us. And let me congratulate Manfred, and now the work will really begin. Let me congratulate you as a friend, as a neighbor, and we are very much looking forward to the future together with you. My dear friends, a few weeks ago I was in Ukraine, and as I walked through the devastated streets of Irpin, I remembered the true words of the Dutch 20th century poet Lucebert. Everything of value is defenseless. I saw the destroyed houses and buildings, the ruins and damage of war. I talked to the people about their hopes and their despairs. But what touched me most was that so many women and children were no longer around. They have actually fled their homes, well knowing that their brothers, fathers and sons would stay and fight for their lives. And this is what war does to innocent people. Families being ripped apart. Children without the safety of their parents and homes. And these images showed me that everything of value is indeed defenseless. Our families, our democracy, our freedom and our safety. All these precious things of value cannot defend themselves. We must defend them. In Ukraine, like Ursula, I spoke to President Zelensky and Foreign Minister Kuleba. And I was once again deeply impressed by their courage and their leadership. And yet, as I was leaving Ukraine, it felt like I was leaving behind a friend in great peril. And therefore I'm convinced that we as a European community should do our utmost to help the Ukrainian people. To stand shoulder to shoulder, because their struggle for peace, freedom and sovereignty is ours. Unity and courage are the two crucial elements for the future of Ukraine, the EPP, Europe and society at large. And ladies and gentlemen, as this horrible war drags on, it is imperative to maintain the political solidarity within the European Union and within NATO. Let us not give Putin the opportunity. Let us not give Putin the opportunity to play us out one against another. Ladies and gentlemen, the ruins of Irpin today resemble in many ways the ruins of Rotterdam after May 1940. The grief is the same, and so should be the determination to rebuild the city, just as Rotterdam was rebuilt. In 1948, our then Queen Wilhelmina gave Rotterdam her official motto: stronger through effort. And that is exactly what we need to realize today. An ever stronger Europe, through effort. The war in Ukraine now lasts 96 days. And it is evident that this war is the single most important issue for our continent, today as well as tomorrow. Our relationships with the Kremlin has been fundamentally damaged. And the security situation on our continent has permanently changed. But even if the war were to end on a short notice, it would not change what has been going on in the world for some time. This confrontation is an extreme example of a broader reality, which will remain present and urgent for the decades to come. Our way of life is at stake. And so are fundamental values like security, civil rights, democracy, a free and independent press, and multilateral institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, let's face that reality. We are dealing with a showdown between democracy and autocracy, between the rule of law and the whims of dictatorship, between human rights and human oppression. And for that reason, this is the great endeavor for our generation of politicians, to uphold that great tradition of our Christian democratic ancestors, to stand up against injustice, against the dehumanization of people, and against the utter contempt of human rights that we currently see. Because history has shown us that appeasement and looking away is actually only making things worse. Friends, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, a period that was also regularly dictated by fear, summarized in one sentence: the Cold War. And as a child, I noticed something big was going on, although of course I couldn't interpret it yet. Today, these feelings from that Cold War era are back, among both the elderly and the young, including my own children. And it makes me realize once again that indeed everything of value is defenseless. And it is up to our generation, it is truly up to our generation to defend them, in our own countries, in Europe, and through our engagement with the rest of the world. And that is also true for me, like for all of us, because I strongly believe that living together in peace and justice requires solidarity, reciprocity, and rule of law. Not just for some of our people in some of our countries some of the time, but for all of our people in all of our countries all of the time. And my dear friends, to determine our common course for a stronger Europe, we have to face these major challenges. I would like to thank you very much for being here today with us. This is the mission of the EPP, plain and simple. We need to think tomorrow, to defend all that is valuable to all our people, and to defend the European way of living, to make the big changes possible, as Ursula said, to be stronger through effort. Together we can build, and we should build, and we will build an ever stronger union. And I am proud, I am deeply proud to be part of this family. Together we will meet this challenge. Thank you very much, and I'm very much forward to seeing you again. Thank you.